Skirt! Haha! What up, guys? We're back for another review today. Yes! Now, if you couldn't tell by my skirt, we are actually talking about fast-moving cars today. Today's review is going to be about speed, about winning, and America. If you can't tell what movie I'm talking about, we're doing a review today for Cars. Yep, that's right, the Pixar classic. Ha! Just kidding. We're doing Ford vs. Ferrari. That's a man's movie. An adult movie. Before we jump into the review, make sure you like, subscribe. I'd really appreciate all of that. Check out some of my other reviews. I know we haven't done one in a while, but I saw this movie, so we're going to talk about it. Now, if you don't know what this movie is about, Ford vs. Ferrari takes place, I believe, in the 60s. Matt Damon plays Carroll Shelby. He gets hired by Ford because Ford's like, we're going to build the fastest car there is to beat Ferrari. So Carroll Shelby, Matt Damon, they're like, cool, let's do it. And then he goes to his friend Ken Miles, who he knows is the best driver he has, to recruit him to help build that car for Ford and to be his driver. Now let's talk about what I like about the movie. First of all, Christian Bale and Matt Damon are fantastic in this film. They're high caliber actors. And personally, this movie is advertised everywhere in the trailer and throughout the movie. It's just basically the two of them. It all relies on their friendship and on the two actors' chemistry. And I think they both did a phenomenal job. Now, before I went to this movie, I knew this movie was based on a true story, but I didn't do any research about it. Christian Bale plays Ken Miles, who is the driver for Ford, who's going to beat Ferrari. But I didn't know anything about him. But honestly, Christian Bale is a scene stealer in this movie. He is phenomenal. He is fantastic in the film, just like everybody else has been saying about him, and he definitely delivers. And honestly, after the movie, went home, researched Ken Miles, did some research about his life. Seemed like an interesting guy. And honestly, acting-wise, everybody else, the supporting characters, also do a pretty good job. There's pretty much no one that slacks off. Everybody does a fantastic job. Jon Bernthal's also in this movie. Also great. Love him as well. Now let's talk about what I really want to talk about, is the directing in this film. This is a racing movie, and the racing sequences in this movie are so clean. They are fantastic. I love them. I could watch them on loop every day. The director of this movie is James Mangold, who is known for directing Logan and The Wolverine and so many other movies. But like I said, I love the racing sequences in this film. I think the directing on them is amazing. The editing on them is so clean. And the cinematography is just mind-blowing to see, especially on the big screen. For example, I love the Fast and Furious franchise. But sometimes I feel like the editing on like the racing sequences is a bit off sometimes. It's kind of like Shaky Kim and fighting. It's a bit jarring. A lot of things are happening. Like they quickly cut to them changing gear a lot. And it's just like, oh God, I don't really know what's happening, but I'm going along with it. But in this movie, it's extremely clean. It's beautiful to watch. The racing sequences are intense. They kept me at the edge of my seat. And they're just fantastic. They're easily the best part of this film. And basically, coming into a racing movie, that's basically the best you can ask for, is fantastic racing sequences. And this movie delivers on that. Now let's talk about one negative that I have of this movie. This movie clocks in at about 2 hours and 32 minutes, I want to say, something like that, right? I feel like it was a bit too long. Like 10 or 20 minutes of the movie could have been cut. Don't know where. Maybe some in the middle, maybe some in the end, maybe some in the beginning. Can't really pinpoint what should have been cut. But you definitely start to feel the runtime at about 2 hours and 10 minutes. You're like, oh, I guess the movie's over. And nope, there's still more things happening. Honestly, it felt like a portion of the movie, just a little bit, could have been cut. The movie could have easily been 2 hours and 5 minutes, 2 hours and 10 minutes. It didn't need to be 2 hours and 30 minutes long. I know this is a racing movie, but there's really some emotional moments that really hit you. It's a real character movie. You know, you really get to spend time with Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby, and you know, you see kind of their lives a little bit, but then you see their lives revolving Ford and this corporation and them trying to build the fastest car. And there are some hard-hitting emotional moments. You know, it's a real character movie. It's not just about racing. That's all we want is racing. But when the racing comes, it is amazing. One of the things I want to say is that you really don't need to know like anything about cars or racing to understand this movie. I personally don't know much about cars or racing, but I mean, I pretty much got everything in this movie. the movie explains some things for you, and then, you know, the races happen, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, no, I get it. At the end of the movie, there was a little message that basically says that this is for all the racing fans out there. And definitely, I think if you're a racing fan, you're going to go see this movie, you are going to love it. If you're a cars person and you're going to go see this movie, you're going to love the movie. It's great. It's pretty much, it's kind of for everybody, I think. Yeah. Now, like I said, I really appreciate it if you hit the like button, subscribe also, check out some of my other reviews. If you enjoyed this one, leave a like on them as well. Comment what you think about the movie. I always love having discussions with people down in the comments. So tell me what you thought about the movie. Also, later this week, I'm going to go see Knives Out. It's one of my most anticipated movies of the year, so I'm definitely going to be doing a review on that. A little bit more in depth. Sorry that this one was a bit fast, but I mean, it's appropriate, you know, racing movie. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Have a good day.